Hi, welcome to Clinical Yoga. This practice is, if you're struggling a little bit with standing on one leg, we're not going to do that. We're going to work very strongly with the upper back and balance work with both feet on the ground. So let's draw back the shoulders, sit on a block if you need to. You're going to feel the thighs pop up because you're working deep in the front of the hip, and those muscles really help with the balance. So draw the chin back, palms facing up, close the eyes, and switching on the whole of the spine as you sit, and just take a moment to check in with yourself. All right, so keeping that nice lift in the chest, take the arms out to the side and inhale, maybe looking up, but really lifting in the chest. All right, let's take the right hand down and just reach long out to the left waist. Great, and hand down, keep the chest lifted. And reach over with the right arm. All right, put the fingertips behind you and push hard into the floor with the fingertips and pull the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest. Okay, let's take the left hand on the right knee, taking the right shoulder back, and to the opposite side, putting the left hand behind and turning the shoulder back. And release. Okay, let's come onto the hands and knees. So opening the palm nice and wide, making sure the knees are quite far from the wrists, and push them into the mat with the shins and the palms and round up the back. And then inhale, drop the back down, shoulders away from the ears and a really strong tummy. All right, let's round again. So we rise up in the spine and then inhale, let the back drop down. So shoulder blades pull together. You're switching on all the muscles of the back to drop the back down, but also a strong tummy underneath. All right, let's push the hips back onto the heels, so stretching the knees as much as you can tolerate as you go back. So it's also a good stretch in the shoulders if you can't put your hips right back. All right, let's come forward and tuck the toes under and take downward facing dog. So pushing back, big stretch in into the right heel, into the left heel. You're trying to get the back straight, and then you can ease the heels down. All right, let's start to tiptoe forwards or walking the hands back, whichever is better. Okay, and then place the belly on the thighs, hold the elbows, drop the head. And then when you're ready, slowly uncurl. Great. All right, let's take our first sun salutation. So inhale, arms to the top, bend the knees, exhale, fold. So round down, head comes down, and then drawing the fingertips back, chest lifts up and forward. So you're getting that flat back and a huge stretch in the back of the legs. Chin draws in. Then the hands can go down. We step back into a plank. So very strong, make sure the hips are at the same height as the shoulders, and then slowly lower down. You come onto the mat, point the toes, squeeze the bottom, and find muscles between the shoulder blades to lift your chest. So every muscle in the spine is working there. Let's push hard into the hands, tuck the toes under, and again back into downward dog. So you're stretching the back of the legs and working really hard in the upper back and the arms. All right, let's look between the hands and again start to tiptoe forwards. When you get here, we're going to bend the knees and flatten the back. So this is strengthening the spine as you stretch the back of the legs. Then exhale, deep fold. And then come to a flat back, push the feet and come up with a really straight spine. And then take the arms overhead. Great. Okay, and arms down. So let's put the feet slightly apart and step back with the right foot. Now, your right foot turns out to 1 o'clock, your left foot is at 12 o'clock, and your hips are parallel with the short edge of the mat. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart widthways. So drive your right heel down, take the arms overhead, and just hold here. So you're trying to get some sort of lift in the chest. So you might be leaning slightly forward as you get that lift. Okay, let's take the arms down, interlace the hands behind, draw the shoulder blades together and lift the chest. Keep pushing really hard into both feet. And then you're just bowing at the left hip. Now the back stays straight. Keep the chest lifted and try and just bow the head slightly. That's going to take all your balance, but you're really working hard in the upper back. So just hold and breathe and then come up. Great. And let's step forward with the right foot. So step back with the left. So you're getting a stretch in the left calf. The right knee is bent. The left knee is powerfully straight. And then we lean slightly forward and take the arms up to stimulate the muscles in the upper back. So you can hold in the belly and really lift up there. And breathe. All right, let's take the arms down, interlace the hands behind, draw the shoulder blades together and lift the chest up. So we're trying not to lift the neck too much, or the chin rather. We're trying to lift the chest and then push hard into the feet so your back can stay straight. Maybe you haven't bent that far forward, but you still got this lift in the chest and a squeeze between the shoulder blades. It means you work hard deep in the front of that right hip. You can bow your head if you can. Breathe, chest lifts, shoulder blades squeeze together. And then push hard into the leg to come up. Okay, let's put the feet wide apart now. And we're going to turn the right foot down the mat, bend the right knee, and arms long and straight for warrior two. So the left toes can turn slightly in, the right toes are down the mat, and you're opening that knee. The knee wants to wander in, so get it a little bit wider and breathe. Lift the chest. All right, let's turn towards the right thigh. Right knee on the kneecap, so you're going to straighten your body and reach the left arm nice and long. So you're pushing the left foot into the mat as you reach the left arm. So tailbone down, lift the chest, breathe. And come up. Let's turn the right toes in, turn the left toes down the mat, bend the knee, arms long and straight. Again, lift the chest, push hard into the feet. So the strength in the legs makes a big difference to whether you can lift the chest. And breathe. All right, let's turn towards the left thigh, bend at the left hip, put the forearm on the knee, and reach the right arm long and straight. So tailbone down, lift the chest, pushing the right foot into the mat. Breathe. So you've really got to work hard in the legs here, and then try to lift the chest and reach the right arm. Great. All right, come up. So have the feet nice and wide, turn the toes in on both feet now, so a little bit pigeon-toed, hands in the crease of the hip, and fold forward, bringing the fingertips down. So lovely long back, draw back the chin, push the feet hard into the mat, and try and come down with a nice flat back. So you can draw back your chin, and again push really hard into the feet. Deep long breaths. So you're stretching the inner thighs. The inner thighs round the back, so we need those to be long and the back to be able to straighten in this position. So you don't want the back rounded up, you want to feel the back drops down, chin draws in. It takes a lot of strength in the back muscles and the pushing the feet apart. Great, all right, let's turn the heels in, sit the hips down, open the knees as wide as you can, and just try the cactus. So you've got to keep the knees pulling apart and the hips go back, and you're leaning slightly forward, which means you've got to lift your chest with your back muscles. Really tough. Breathe. And slowly coming up. Great. All right, let's step to the end of the mat and take a big inhale. And bring the hands to prayer. Okay, we're going to take Crescent Lunge. So if you can keep your hands in prayer, that's great. We're going to step back with the left foot first onto the ball of the foot. Now again, put the feet at each side of the mat. They don't have to be on a tightrope. You want the right foot close to the right edge and the left to the left. Squeeze the left knee, and then again, lean slightly forward as you take up the arms. So nice long breaths. Again, you're really strong, pushing hard into the feet. It's the legs that give you the stability, and then you can use the upper back muscles to lift. Great, all right, hands back to prayer, push hard off the left foot and step forward. All right, let's step back with the right. So again, make sure your feet are wide apart. So not in length, in width. Very strong right leg. Take the arms up and push hard into that right leg. So you're lifting up, you're using your belly and using the back, and breathe. Push through the ball of the right foot, bending the left knee. Balance. Use the back muscles, and hands down again. Well done. Step forward. Okay, let's take one more sun salutation. So lift the chest, palms out, straight knees, tailbone down, arms overhead. Soften the knees, exhale, fold, round down. Inhale, half lift, so the weight moves forward into the fingertips, the back flattens. So the knees can be bent as much as you like, but get the back flat. Great, hands down, step back into plank. Okay, let's slowly lower to the mat. You're on your tummy, point the toes, squeeze the shoulder blades together and feel the chest lift. All those muscles up the spine. Try not to lift the chin. Find muscles in the rest of the spine to lift you up. So not using the arms, you're using the back muscles. All right, let's push hard into the fingers. Tuck the toes under, take downward facing dog again. So you bend the knees, get the back straight, and then try and drive the heels down. All right, let's come down onto the knees. If you need any padding for the knees, that's fine. Let's come up onto the knees now. And we'll take the right foot forward first. The shin slopes away from you. Take the weight into the right foot. Just reach up momentarily. So tummy strong, chest lifts, and breathe. And then the fingertips come down and we take a really good stretch in the front of the left thigh and underneath the right thigh. So chin draws back, lovely long back, belly pulls in, and breathe. So we're not rounding the back here, we're feeling the chest lift up. All right, let's take the other side. So left foot forward, shin sloping away from you. Take the weight into the left foot, take the arms up. And this is hard work as you lift the chest using the back muscles. Breathe. All right, let's bring the fingertips down, drop into the right hip, so you're stretching the front of the right thigh and maybe the underneath or inside of the left. And again, we're trying to go from a rounded back to a nice flat back. So drawing back the chin, pull in the belly and breathe. Okay, so let's bring that knee back and just take a brief child's pose. So pushing the hips back, reaching the arms, so you're stretching the upper back and under the arms. Okay, so we're going to come into plank. So straight knees, strong arms, hold the belly in, breathe, you're trying to hold. So you want your thighs really strong, belly, tailbone down, body straight. And then when you're ready, we'll lower to the mat. Okay, and we're going to take locust. So point the toes, squeeze the bottom, interlace the hands behind you. Don't lift the chin, draw the shoulder blades together. So you're lifting up and drawing those shoulder blades together. So let the neck relax and squeeze. Lift one more time, find all the muscles down the spine, and then hands under the forehead. Okay, this time we put the hands palms down at the sides of the mat, draw your shoulder blades together, and then peel the hand off the floor, thumb first, so that the palm turns out and the shoulder blade rolls back and down. So the little finger can keep in contact with the floor as the arm is rolled outwards. So you've gone from flat, thumb leaves the floor first, and then you lift the chest as if you're flying through the air with your arms as wings, but you pull those shoulder blades back and down. And hands under the forehead. Okay, so now we're going to come up onto the forearms. So we're going to stretch the back now. It's always bending forward, so we're stretching it in the opposite direction. The elbow is under the shoulder, palms flat. Squeeze the bottom, squeeze the thighs, and you're like a sphinx. So the palms are flat, and we're not lifting the chin, we're trying to lift the chest. So you get this arching in the back. Shoulder blades can pull together. It's as if you're dragging yourself along the mat with your forearms, and you get this really strong pulling in the upper back. Settle the breath. Great, okay, and release. All right, let's slowly come up onto all fours. Let's take the feet in front. All right, we're going to just hold the back of the knees and try and take a boat. So arms alongside the shin, see if you can balance there, even if you keep the feet down and lift the chest. If you can lift the feet a little bit, we're trying to strengthen these hip flexors and the back muscles. So nice long breaths, breathe, lifting the feet, lift the chest. Great, and feet down. Let's put the hands just behind us. So palms flat, fingers facing the hips, feet flat. And then we're going to lift the hips. So this takes a lot of work in the back muscles to lift the hips. You get a stretch in the shoulders. Breathe, lots of work in the bum and the thighs. And slowly coming down. Great, let's roll slowly down onto the back. Great, so take the arms into a V shape. We're going to stretch the chest now because that gets tight at the front from working in front of us all the time. And then depending on where you want your legs, you can bring them high and take them over. So you're getting a stretch in the front of the left chest now. And then we take the knees to the left, and you're going to stretch in the front of the right chest. So again, just opening up the chest where we get short there, and that makes it even more difficult to stand up straight. So nice deep stretch there. Okay, and release. All right, so just taking a brief Shavasana. So lying flat, draw back the chin. If you need your knees on a pillow, that's great, but if you can just lie flat, that's even better. So letting the breath settle into the belly. The arms are heavy, the legs are heavy, jaw drops back, muscles in the face just give. Okay, so bringing the attention back to the body. Take some big breaths into the rib cage. So expanding the chest. And then hands onto the belly and just take a big breath into the belly. Great, and then when you're ready, let's bend one knee up at a time, rolling onto your right side, coming up into sitting. All right, so nice, drawing back the chin, shoulders back and down. And now let's take the arms overhead again. Inhale. And exhale. Namaste. See you tomorrow.